Okay guys, today we're doing a talk through. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Ashley and today we're going to be slaying this beautiful wig here. This one comes courtesy of Beauty Forever. I actually have the packaging here, but I'm going to wait to go ahead and show you guys. So this is what the wig looks like when you first put her on. She's beautiful. Typically, I'm used to when I get a highlight lace wig, it's usually like a brown color, but this feels more like a black. Well, no, it's a chocolate brown in the light, but it's very dark, and then it contrasts with the blonde highlight in the front. The hairline, and even with the highlight, it's still a dark root. It's set as a center part, but of course you can switch it around. I feel like whenever you do the highlights like so, it just complements it to keep it as a center part. Like you can definitely do a side part or no part, whatever the case may be, but I feel like it just makes sense to keep it a center part. I'm thinking I'm going to do some layering and curls. Typically with this color, I always just do bone straight. Okay, step one, my eyebrows are filled in. The excess lace comes below the brows, so I'm just gonna go in and trim the lace so that I do not rub my brows off. How about I promised you guys a talk through, and at this point I completely forgot I was in talk through mode and I never said a single word to you guys again. So here we are, we're going to be doing a voiceover. I apologize, but the next step is going to be to pretty much make sure the wig fits. I went ahead and cut all the excess lace off around the wig. It's okay to cut into the wig a little bit just so that it fits perfectly from ear to ear and it does not run and overlap your ear. For bond, we're going to be using the original Got To Be Glue gel. I'm kind of going with the technique that most stylists would use. This is my least favorite technique, and it's pretty much where I will install the wig in 3 sections, leaving the excess lace on until after the wig is completely bonded down. Now, I haven't honestly gotten the hang of this. I know what I'm doing, but I just feel like I do it better when I cut off all the excess lace and then bond the wig down. For me, I feel like when I do this, and you'll see in just a moment, I feel like I always have extra lace to cut off after the fact. Also, bear in mind that I did forget to add my lace tint beneath the wig, so you're gonna see white, and that's because the lace is pretty much transparent, and transparent does not match dark complexions. So transparent is a great option, but it's a great option so that you have a blank canvas to tint your lace, if that makes sense. So if you're a stylist and you're buying wigs that will match everyone's color, I wouldn't go light brown, medium brown. I would go transparent, and I would custom tint the lace for each of my clients, if that makes sense. But if you are buying for yourself and you know exactly what you need, you can get a transparent lace and add your lace tint, or you can buy, the lace or wig with the lace that matches your complexion. Typically for me, medium brown matches, the best, but you're gonna see in the end and even in the thumbnail how well I made this work for me. So as I'm talking to you guys, I am installing section by section. I did the center first, I bonded it down, and then I cut off the excess lace, and now I'm on the side. And then as you guys can see, after it's bonded down, I still have to cut off excess lace, which is what I dislike about this, but I definitely want to master this technique just because I feel like this is what stylists use in most cases. As far as their technique, they don't cut off all the lace first, they bond the wig down and then cut off the lace. So I'm learning. You guys know I'm not a cosmetologist. I didn't go to school for this. I am self-taught, and pretty much my journey has been documented here on YouTube. All my videos are pretty much how I practice and perfect what I do. So in the center and on the opposite side, I used the Got To Be Glue gel. In the center, I only used the gel. On the opposite side, I used the gel and a little bit of the spray on top. And on the opposite side, or the side that we just finished, I only used the spray. The spray is a lot more messy when you use just that because it kind of runs. So if you're going to do this technique, I recommend that you actually use a a bonding agent, a wig glue, or that you actually use like the gel and spray combo. But just the spray itself kind of is a lot more messy, especially for a beginner. So from here, I'm going to spend the next couple of minutes going through the baby hair. I decided to slow it down and let you guys see my process with this wig. Honestly, this is where you realize how important it is to prep your wigs. I did not prep this wig. I did not co-wash it. I did not wash it. I did not, go in and tweeze it or anything else. And I needed to do all of that for this to slay. And I still made it work. So I'm definitely proud of myself. And you see right here, it's just like, girl, what is you doing? This is not going to work. And I made it work with what I had. So if you're someone who's scared to, pluck and tweeze your wig, this is a great example of how to make it work. But honestly, if you are trying to slay, you would want to go ahead and tweeze it out. So just watch and follow along in the process, but also bear in mind that you do need to wash your wig. That would make the wig or the hairs easier to work with. So if you condition the hair and you wash it, all these hairs are gonna lay and do what you want a little bit better. These hairs are a lot more stubborn because, again, I did not wash it. Also, as you guys can see, it's super thick on the side. So if I would have plucked and tweezed it, it would have been just better all around. But I do realize that a lot of you are not plucking and tweezing your wigs, and you guys want to just be able to slay it. Even when it comes to like synthetic wigs, this is pretty much what you would do with that as well if you were afraid. I am going to trim this down and I'm going to make this work a little bit better, but just follow along and you'll see how good it comes out. So at this point, this is as good as it's going to be for now. So I'm going to go ahead and add a scarf to the hairline. I'm going to blow dry so that it dries and sets. And then I'm going to work on it a little bit more. As far as the styling for the hair, we're going to do a bone straight look. The hair is already straight, so it won't be much to do. Now for the top layer or the crown of the head, I'm going to add mousse. It looks like I'm using a lot. I am using a lot and it's going to work in my favor. There was a little bit of flyaways up top and I really wanted it to lay down super flat. If I did not mention, this one is 13 by 4 as far as the lace dimensions. Typically I like a 13 by 6, so this parting definitely felt super short to me, and you're gonna see how I'm gonna elongate it a little bit later with my concealer, and then also with the rest of the hair. I believe it's 150% density. Of course, all the details and a link to this wig are listed in the description box, as well as links and lists to everything I used to complete this look, including my handy dandy hot comb. You guys know I love my electric hot comb. It is a holy grail, and I really even when I like touch up my hair in the morning time, I always use my electric hot comb over a flat iron. It just works best in my favor. Here I'm using it along the hairline, and as you guys can see, it's softening it up. Again, you do want to go in and customize and tweeze out their hairline, but between the electric hot comb and this here, which is a concealer, I'm going to make it look as nice and neat and basically bomb considering the fact that, you know, I started out not doing so great. When using a concealer, please be sure to kind of like blend it in, blend it out, pat it in. I typically would just grab a rag. I keep a ton of these. These are like the $3 rags at the end of the aisle at Target, and I just keep these under my sink, and these are what I use kind of like to wash my kids' faces when, you know, it's just I need something quick, wipe up a spill. I use these when I'm doing my makeup and my hair and stuff like that. And as I'm rambling, do you see how good this is looking? And this isn't flawless, but considering what it was looking like, and I know you guys were nervous, I made it work for me. And that is what wearing wigs is all about, taking your time and just figuring out a way to make it work for you. None of us are experts, but you kind of just have to work with what you got to get to where you're trying to go. So at this point, I'm still just more so focused on the hairline and the lace. I used mousse originally to swoop the baby hair, and I did set it, but I just kind of feel like everything is just not what it needs to be. So I went in one more time to customize the hairline a little bit more, and you'll see how it comes out. But ultimately, once this wig gets a little bit old and I'm done with this install, I can go in and co-wash it, put it on a mannequin head, tweeze out the hairline a lot more, and it's going to work in my favor. And of course, I'm going to tint the lace, and we are going to be good to go. Now, honestly, I don't think that looks too bad. The left side and the right side do look different as far as the way I swoop the baby hair. But again, that's the great thing about an install. This is the initial install. I can go back tomorrow and redo the baby hair to match, or I can just keep it separate. It really doesn't matter to me personally, but if it's something that bothers you, like I said, this is just an install. You can definitely go back in and redo your baby hair, or any step that you want for that matter. This one would be beautiful with some layers and some curls, but I also love the way it looks bone straight, and that is the style that I went for today. Okay guys, I am struggling. I am doing my very best to catch up on my content with you guys. You guys know I just thought coronavirus, self-quarantine, will be in the house, I'm gonna get so much content done, and it was literally the complete opposite. So I just kind of feel like I am getting a burst of energy, a little bit of motivation. So I've been trying to crank out the videos, but I think I've kind of hit my max in this tutorial. Basically, in layman's terms, I'm tired and I am ready to go to bed. But this one did come from Beauty Forever, and of course they included some goodies. Now this is a super easy install, but again, I am tired, so I feel like I just kind of missed the boat in a lot of aspects and just did a lot of things like backwards for no reason. But I picked these up from Amazon. I picked up tons and tons of different like hair stuff during the quarantine, buying too much stuff. So here they are. They're pretty much these little clips, and they have butterflies on them. I got them in the silver, and I also got them in the gold. I was struggling with my baby hair today. Not because the baby hair was bad, but because I'm just struggling. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use these. They bend very easily. So I'll have them linked in the description box. Now, one thing I forgot to do whenever I started this was put the foundation under my lace. Whenever the lace doesn't match and I go through the whole tutorial, it kind of throws me off when the lace doesn't match. And that was kind of the biggest issue I had with this one. The baby hair just wasn't acting right. The install wasn't acting right. But you guys can see we got it done. If I would have went ahead and tinted the lace in the very beginning, that would have kind of bypassed all that. I don't know. It's literally an illusion. But when it does not match, it just throws everything off. So you can put it behind the ear, or you can bring it forward. I'm gonna leave it forward. So that actually looks super cute. Let me know what you think of the little clips. I'm gonna add a little chestnut liner, then a little lip gloss. This one I love with this liner. And that's pretty much the look. I was gonna do some curls, but I kind of just, I don't know what it is. When I have the highlight in the front, I really love the way it looks bone straight. This one obviously came straight, so I really didn't take any issues or, you know, super effort at all. I did off camera spray a little bit of my heat protectant. This one is the one I always use. If you have a favorite that you think I should try, feel free to let me know. And that's with all the products that I use. If you have a product that you think will work better than what I typically use, let me know, because I would love to try a bunch of new products. Now, if you saw me struggling through this video, I don't know how the editing is gonna go, but I would have not predicted the wig was gonna come out this good. Let me know what you think of her. Again, she came from Beauty Forever. A link to this wig is in the description box, as well as a list of everything that I used with links. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share with your friends, turn on your post notifications, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Smooches!